Hi, I'm Rob Sears, founding attorney of Sears Injury Law, personal injury firm in Washington State.
I'm David Brower. I provide paralegal support services to Sears Injury Law.
And I'm Ryan Stueber with PNW Insurance Group. I'm an agent and co-founder, and we're an independent insurance agency here in Puyallup, Washington. So today, guys, we've got a good topic on tap. Pretty common question that we get every day, which is, what do I do after I've been in a car accident? And we can also talk a little about some of the mistakes people make. Say you're driving down the road, you get into an accident.
Yeah, I think the first thing you want to do is make sure that you're in a safe place. So if you get rear-ended on the highway or you're in the middle of an intersection, if your car is drivable, try to get to the side of the road so that you're out of the way of traffic.
Make sure everybody in your car is okay. Would probably be step number 2. Then once you're safe and you've checked on everybody, you go converse with the other people.
Render any assistance if you're able.
And I think it's time to turn your focus towards the claim itself. And
Yep.
we always recommend for our clients, if you're able to, call the police, police to come, make a record of that accident, and then also obtain the information of the other driver.
Either take a picture of their driver's license if they'll let you, or license plate of the car, and then even take pictures of the damage to both vehicles in the scene. What have you guys found as far as how often the police actually come?
That's a great question, great topic, and unfortunately it does cause us some issues when we're dealing with folks' injury claims. But our preference would certainly be that if you can get the police there, they have obviously the ability to run some various searches to identify the parties that are involved in the accident and really make a clear documentation of what's gone on. So that would be our preference.
Yeah, for sure, because that's going to help with the insurance claim, and then if down the road, if you need to get an attorney involved, that helps everybody.
Ryan, what do you think about when an injured person after an accident, at what point should they call in the claim to their own insurance company or the other insurance company?
I would say definitely if you have an insurance agent, call and talk to them first. A lot of it has to do with whose fault is it, right? If it's clearly the other person's fault, okay, that might go one way. If it's clearly your fault, okay, well, that's probably going another way. But a lot of times it's not so cut and dry. If you admit fault, is it hard to come back from that later on, even if we find out, well, maybe it's really not your fault?
Yeah, it absolutely can be a detriment to the claim, and it's all the more reason why we would prefer that injured person give us a call right away so that we can prevent them from giving that recorded statement to the insurance adjuster.
So I guess let's assume for a second that it's not your fault and it's pretty clear. Say, you're driving along, come to a stop sign, bam, you get rear-ended, by somebody behind you. Normally that's always going to be their fault. The question then becomes, okay, what do you do? Because the other insurance company generally try to come in and offer, a quick settlement for quick cash to get you to sign a waiver, a release saying, I'm not injured, or this is the extent of my injuries. I'm not going to be able to come back against you for any injuries I find down the road.
Insurance companies are in the business to get those claims resolved promptly, and it's in their best interest to do that for various reasons, and that's why you see that some of them have the 24-hour response, which, theoretically is a great thing to have, but we see that oftentimes somebody really doesn't recognize the degree of their injuries for several days after the accident.
Say it's your fault in an accident, right? What should you do? Should you, file the claim? Should you not file the claim? The temptation can be, okay, well, I wonder if I can pay this out of pocket, keep it off of my insurance. Should I do that? You hit a parked car, or there is very minor damage and no injuries. Yeah, you can maybe look at doing that. But if there is any even hint that the other party might be injured, or any hint that you might be injured, just go ahead and get that claim filed, because you don't want any part of what might come down the road, if they come back injured in a couple of days. So
we would agree with that, Ryan.
Yeah.
Let the claims professionals handle that claim on your behalf. That's one of the benefits that you have from having that insurance coverage. It's the protection that it affords you, and just lets them take care of that. It's a stressful enough situation.
What happens if you get hit by somebody? What if they don't have insurance? What do you do then?
We would encourage anyone who's watching this video to review your coverages right now and before you're involved in an accident, to make sure that you've got the coverages that protect you in the event that you're struck by an uninsured driver.
And then there's, of course, underinsured. And that's, of course, where the other driver, simply is just that, is underinsured for the damages that they've caused. And, classic example these days, would be unfortunately, the emergency room bills can be pretty catastrophic. And so it's important to have that uninsured or underinsured motorist level protection on both ways.
We see that all the time. Classic example, a client of ours, chose not to have personal injury protection because she thought she had good health insurance benefits. Gets in a car accident, needs to go get chiropractic and massage. Her health insurance covers 8 visits to the chiropractor and no massage. And so she ended up with a bill of nearly $8,000 that she owed over and above what her health insurance paid, which would have been completely covered had she chosen to pay the extra, $50 a year to have the personal injury protection.
Another benefit to that PIP coverage is that unlike health insurance, there is no deductible, there are no copays.
Yeah.
So you're not burdened with being the victim of an accident and having to pull out your own wallet to pay for your care to restore your health. That personal injury protection PIP coverage will just pay the bills, simple and flat out for you. And Ryan, if people have any questions about any of this, what health insurance will pay for, or issues with priority of coverage, who should pay that medical bill? Should it be personal injury protection? Should it be health insurance? Or what happens if I run out of PIP money? Does it then go to my health insurance? Those are things that we help people with every day as part of our management of cases. So
being able to contact, an insurance agent that cares, about their customers and is there to, quickly to answer a call and is available, that also offloads that stress, and it's an invaluable thing. Somebody local, somebody that really knows the ins and outs about insurance coverage, to be able to pick up that phone and have that line of communication is really invaluable in lowering that stress as well.
Yep, for sure. So to summarize, if you've been in an auto accident, some things you should do and some things you should not do, right? We want to make sure we get to safety. Check on injuries for anybody in your car, then the people in the other car. Call the police, try to get them there if possible. Take pictures of the scene. Make sure you've got a picture of their driver's license if they'll let you, their insurance ID card and their license plate. And then in the coming days, assess how you feel. Do not sign, any release of any release or waiver that would allow that insurance company not to pay for your injuries, and take, I would say, at least a full week, if not more, to just assess and see if you have any lasting injuries. So, and then of course call the insurance company and file a claim if need be at that point. So.